This is a big deal. And, our foundation was started right after 9/11. We put on a golf tournament, we raised some money. We wanted to give the money away to a victim of the World Trade Center. We located a family whose husband had been killed in the tower. His name was Michael McDonald, and we gave his widow $7,500. And that was going to be it. We never intended to become any more than that. Just wanted to do something to show people that just a small group can make a difference. And we got a beautiful letter from this woman saying that we had reinforced her faith in humanity, and that there were still good people left, and she'd been going through, just a horrible thing that happened to her, and New York was on fire. We got pretty moved by that letter. We wanted to do it again. We did a second event. We raised a little bit of money. And by this time, we didn't have anybody to give the money to. We gave it to some Navy SEALs that had started a foundation to help their widows. And that was 2002. And I served on their board of directors. I helped them raise money for several years. In 2004, we decided that we should just incorporate our group, get our nonprofit 501, and then start doing programs. And our program was really fundamentally pretty basic. We just sent some money home to these ladies. And then we thought, well, who's going to buy them flowers now that their husbands are gone? So we started sending flowers from those. And who's going to do something for the kids? So we started to do things for their birthdays and for Christmas. And fundamentally, that was it. Whatever monies we got, we gave it to them, $200 at a time. We do it for a year and a half. And in 2006, we started running into wounded warriors, because the war in Iraq was well underway, Afghanistan, and we started to run into these guys that were severely injured coming out of the VA in Long Beach, and that pretty much changed the direction that we went in. And we started to just help them in any way that we could. And again, like we didn't know what else to do but send money. And then over time, we started to learn a little bit about brain injury, and a lot of these guys are being blown up. They look perfectly normal, but they were injured. I mean, their minds were injured, their brains were injured, and they looked perfectly okay. And we started to understand the challenges that they had. And the way that we did that was just basically when we'd go out, whenever we'd go someplace, and they got together, they never wanted to go home. We would close down the restaurants wherever we went. And that's when we started to understand how important the social aspect of this was, and nobody seemed to be doing that. So in addition to the money, in addition to the flowers and everything else, we started to really get involved in social events and barbecues and baby showers. And I've avoided baby showers all my life, and we organize them. And so anyway, we started to get to know these vets quite well, and the challenges were amazing. I mean, you always learn. You're always learning. We deal strictly with the guys that have been injured, the guys and girls, the guys, men and women that have been in Iraq and Afghanistan. Those are our beneficiaries. They're young. Most of them have a disability rating from the VA, service-connected, anywhere from 30, 40 to 100%. And so they have a lot of challenges that people don't realize, that I need to get out whenever I can and educate people about what it's like to have a traumatic brain injury, and how not easy, but how common it is with the folks coming back from Iraq and from Afghanistan, because they look normal and they look okay, but they're not, they're not, and they have challenges. And it's a learning process. The other day I was talking to somebody, because I never bothered to ask this question, and he was a sergeant. He led men into battle. In his hands he was responsible for his team. And I asked him, how much did you get paid a month? And he said, I got paid, $19,000 a year. I said, you're kidding me, $19,000 a year. And you have to go and lay your life on the line, and you lead men into combat, and you watch your guys die or get injured, and you have to do that for $19,000 a year. And then they come back over here, and they're lost. They're in the civilian world, they're lost, they're going through all sorts of challenges, and people don't realize that. Now, we don't have the deep pockets. We're not Wounded Warrior Projects. We rely heavily on friends to help us accomplish certain things, you know. And several of our vets, you know, we've got a connection with a foundation that's giving away mortgage-free homes. And about 11 out of about 130 vets that we've helped have received mortgage-free homes. But, you know, we don't have the money to buy a house, but we know the people that actually are hooked in with Chase and Wells Fargo and Bank of America. They get these foreclosed homes, and we've had the privilege and the luck to be able to do that. But this is a big deal now, to be able to, you know, make a friend that can give a car away. You know, the young lady that's going to receive a car, and I hope she doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but when I first met her and when we first made contact, she was homeless, sleeping in her car. And I just thought that was just dangerous and unacceptable. And we started the process of trying to help her get into an apartment, to get into a motel. But the car that she had kept being a money pit. It kept being, you know, just an incredible amount of money to keep that car going. And finally, it just kind of given up. But it served her very well. It served her very well. And I was so happy when I learned that this program was available, and we made an application. You know, we didn't think we'd get it. You know, we didn't think that she would be picked. But luckily, she was. And I want you to understand that this young lady served in Iraq. She laid her life on the line. She's been around explosions and things like that. She has, you know, a few issues that she has, some challenges that she does very well dealing with. But because of you guys, she's going to have you know, her life is going to change today. And I'm not going to have to buy another clutch for her car, which I'm really happy about. And so I want to, you know, on behalf of all the guys that we deal with, I want to really thank Progressive. I think you guys are exactly what's needed. We feel strongly that the resources that we need in order to make the lives of our vets better is not necessarily in the government. The government has a responsibility, but the resources are really in the community. They're here with you, with people like you, with people like this other, the ones that donate homes, and you know, the smaller groups that keep us in the chips and allow us to do what we do. So for that, thank you very much.